Hello, this is Sachi from the Book Retail Club, and I hope all of you are doing great. Today, I have come up with a topic which I thought you might like, which is 4 different classics that every girl needs to read at least once in their lifetime. Before I start discussing about these books, there is one thing that I wanted to tell you. It is this popular misconception that people have towards classics. When I tell my friends that I like classics, a lot of them seem to think that classics are mostly boring, old and long books. But classics are nothing like that, which is what I wanted to tell you first. Because classics are amazing and life enhancing and enriching books, and once you read the classic you will feel the difference, and it is sort of an accomplished feeling that you will feel after you read the classic, because every classic will have something that you can gain for your life. So never think of classics as boring and old books. Just give a try to one of those classics that I'm going to present you today and see the difference. So the first book that I have here today is one of my personal favorites, which I started reading when I was a little girl, and it is Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. Now this book that I have right here is a very old copy, and this was given to me by my mother when I was a little girl, and she said to me at that time that any girl needs to read this book. And I read it when I was a little girl, and at that time it was just an interesting story to me. But then I reread it as I was growing up, and then only I understood the underlying meanings and the philosophies behind this masterpiece of a book. This book was published during a time where women were not given much importance by the society, which was the 1800s, and we call it the Victorian era. And when this book was published, it was a groundbreaking book because it discussed feminist traits like self-importance, self-worth, how a woman should pursue their dreams and goals beyond their comfort zone, and how they should be treated equally to men, and how they are as capable as men when accomplishing a task. And these are feminist traits, but the wonderful thing was that the concept of feminism was not even introduced to the world. Therefore, this book could start changing society's perception towards women. This is why every girl and woman needs to read this book, because there is so much that you can get this book to enhance your own lives. If I tell you a little bit about the content of the book, it is about an exemplary life journey of this girl called Jane Eyre. When the book starts, she is just a 10-year-old girl who is an orphan and who is living with the aunt, where she's having a loveless life and being ostracized by others. But when the story continues, you will get to know how she fought her fears, how she conquered her misfortunes, and eventually grew up into this amazing lady with fine characteristics. Which is why there is so much that we can learn from a personal journey. There is one quote in this book that I know by heart, which I relive when I'm going through a rough patch in my life, and it always uplifts me and motivates me to keep going. I'll tell you what the quote is. It is, "The more solitary, the more friendless, the more unsustained I am, I will respect myself," which is an amazing quote. And this book is full of many other amazing and uplifting quotes, and I'm sure you will learn self-enhancing lessons from this book. So please read this book and let me know what you thought about the book. The next book I have right here is another personal favorite of mine, which is this stunning book called Rebecca. It was published in 1930s, but up to now it is one of the best-selling novels of all time. How amazing is that? Now I am not going to tell you the content of the book, because I do not want to spoil the surprises that you will come across while reading this book. So let me just tell you that you will not be able to put it down even for a second if you start reading it. This book is the perfect balance of mystery, love, intrigue, and suspense, and it is full of amazing plot twists and beautiful quotes that you will not forget. If I say it very simply, this book is about the life journey of a woman called Mrs. Maxim de Winter, her husband, and most importantly, her husband's ex-wife called Rebecca, who was a stunning woman adored by all. And when you read this book, you will learn how Mrs. De Winter struggles in her life to find her own little place in her husband's mansion. And there is so much that you can learn from this book as well, because it is all about confronting one's fears, overcoming jealousy and insecurity, and establishing themselves as confident people in society. That is why I think any woman needs to read this book as well. So read this amazing complete package of a book and let me know what you think. The next book I have here is also another book which I truly adore. It's called The Thornbirds, and it was published in 1974 in Australia. It is about a middle-class Australian family, and the prominent character in this book is called Maggie, and the book is about how she pursues what she wants in life and how she sometimes fails, how she gets heartbroken, and how she overcomes it. The main message of this book is sometimes in life, the best things are born only with the cost of great pain, which is an amazing lesson to us all. Although this book is quite a voluminous book, it is not a boring book at all, because the author has the capacity to portray these vivid images in your head and to create amazing landscapes as well as picturesque views. You will not feel like reading a book sometimes, rather you will feel like watching a movie. Therefore, it is an amazing reading experience. And it is all about love, dreams, hopes, giving up when you have to, and pursuing what you want in life to finally end up at a happy place. The next and the final book which I have for you today is Middlemarch, which was written by George Eliot, a powerful poet as well as an amazing author in the 18th century. And this book contains a lot of human dynamics as well as complex social issues such as idealism, delusion, and frustrated love. It is about a few couples who fall in love, who fail in love, and who overcome it together, and who give each other second chances. This contains amazing life lessons as well, and although it's quite a voluminous book again, this book has so much passion, richness, and beautiful quotes, as well as a fine portrayal that runs right throughout the book, that you will not feel bored at any point in this book. So if you can, please give this book a chance as well, and you will know what I mean, and I'm sure it will be a huge impactful read for your life as well.